A magician holds up a coin, shows it to you in his right hand, closes his fist, waves his other hand over it, opens his fist. Empty. The coin is now somehow in his left pocket. You know exactly how this works. You've seen 100 coin tricks. You've read that the coin never actually left his right hand. It dropped into his sleeve the second his fist closed. And yet, when he does it again, right in front of you, in slow motion, explaining every move, you still don't see the drop. Your eyes were open the entire time. You still missed it. That's not a flaw in your eyesight. It's a flaw in what seeing actually means. And once you understand it, you'll never fully trust your own eyes again, in the best possible way. Last time, we opened the file on your childhood memories. Today, we're opening something stranger, the file on right now, on what you think you're looking at in this exact second. Here's the assumption almost everyone makes without ever questioning it. Your eyes are a camera, and your brain is a screen that plays back exactly what the camera captured. That's not what's happening, not even close. Neuroscientist Anil Seth, along with a growing body of predictive processing research, describes perception as what he calls a controlled hallucination. Your brain doesn't wait for raw visual data and then interpret it. It's constantly guessing what's out there first, based on past experience, and only checking the incoming signal to see if the guess needs correcting. Most of the time, the guess is close enough that it never gets corrected at all. What you experience as seeing is mostly your brain's best prediction, lightly edited by whatever data actually arrives. This isn't a bug. It's the only way vision could possibly work fast enough to keep you alive. Raw visual processing is slow. Predicting what's probably there and only double-checking the parts that matter is fast. Your ancestors didn't have time to fully process every leaf in a forest before deciding if one of them was a snake, which means a magician isn't fighting your eyes. He's talking directly to your predictions and telling them exactly what to expect next. In 1999, psychologists Daniel Simons and Christopher Chabris ran what's now one of the most famous experiments in psychology. Participants watched a short video of people passing a basketball back and forth and were given one simple task: count how many times the players in white shirts passed the ball. Partway through the video, a person in a full gorilla suit walks slowly into the middle of the group, faces the camera, thumps its chest, and walks off, visible on screen for about 9 seconds. When asked afterward if they saw anything unusual, roughly half the participants said no. They hadn't seen a gorilla at all. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't quick. It walked directly through the center of the frame in plain sight. And half the room's brains simply never rendered it, because they weren't predicting a gorilla. They were predicting a basketball. This is called inattentional blindness, and it proves something uncomfortable. Your eyes can be pointed directly at something, fully in focus, and you still won't consciously see it, if your brain wasn't expecting it to be relevant. A magician's misdirection works on exactly this principle. He doesn't hide the move. He just makes sure your prediction system is confidently looking somewhere else. His face, his other hand, a joke he just told. At the exact millisecond the real move happens. It gets stranger. Your prediction system doesn't just miss things that appear. It misses things that change, even mid-conversation. In a follow-up line of research, Daniel Simons ran what's become known as the door study. A researcher stopped pedestrians on a college campus to ask for directions. While they were talking, 2 men carrying a large door walked directly between the researcher and the pedestrian, briefly blocking the view. During that instant, the original researcher secretly swapped places with a completely different person. Different height, different build, different clothing, different voice. Roughly half the pedestrians didn't notice they were now talking to an entirely different human being and continued the conversation as if nothing had happened. Cognitive scientist Gustav Kuhn, who is also a professional magician, has spent years studying exactly this kind of blindness using eye-tracking equipment during real magic performances. His research consistently shows that audiences' eyes follow the magician's social cues, like where he's looking or gesturing, far more reliably than they follow logic or suspicion. You're not choosing to be fooled. Your visual prediction system is doing exactly what it evolved to do, trusting patterns over pixels. So why does the coin trick still work the 10th time, even after someone explains it? Because knowing the explanation lives in a completely different part of your brain than the part running the live prediction. You can hold the correct theory in your head. The coin drops into the sleeve, while your visual system, in real time, is still running its old, faster, more confident prediction that the coin vanished. Knowledge doesn't automatically overwrite perception. They're separate systems, running side by side. Researchers who study attention recommend a specific technique for actually catching what your prediction system wants to skip. Instead of watching a scene normally, deliberately scan wide and slow, treating even boring, expected areas of a scene as worth a direct look. Because boring and expected is exactly what your brain filters out first. Magicians call this breaking the flow. It's also the closest thing to a real trick for noticing the gorilla, the stranger at the door, or the hand you weren't watching. You can't turn off prediction. If you tried, the world would dissolve into an unusable wall of raw, unprocessed noise. But you can learn to notice the specific feeling of being led, that small, confident certainty that you already know what's about to happen, right before it happens differently than you expected. The coin was never magic. It just found the one gap between what your eyes captured and what your brain decided to show you. And it's a gap that's been there, quietly, your entire life. Next time, we're looking at something heavier, what actually happens, psychologically, when you lose someone you love, and why the neat 5-stage version of grief you've probably heard of isn't quite what the research shows anymore. If you're ready to debug your life and reclaim your mind, hit that subscribe button. Every video, we uncover a new hidden code in the things you use, the thoughts you have, and the world you think you know. Until then, keep questioning the code.